Hello and welcome to today's lesson. So we're working in chapter 5 and we are writing equations. So before we actually get going on lesson 5-2, I'd like to do one review problem from yesterday's lesson. And this is going to be a 5-1 check and you're going to have to actually get it sent in. So please take out a sheet of paper and get this first problem down because you're going to have to get it submitted into today's homework assignments. All right, so what we're going to do here is write an equation in slope-intercept form that goes through the point -3, 8 and has a slope of 4. So we can start by writing y equals blank x plus blank. And remember, slope always goes in this first blank. So if we go back and read this equation or this problem says that we have a slope of 4. So I can fill in this first blank with a 4. Now, they give us an ordered pair, -3, 8, but we can't just say that the y-intercept is 8 because this first value would have to be a 0, so it would have to be 0, 8. So this is not the y-intercept. This is just some point that the line is going through. Well, we can substitute this value, y is 8, over in here for y is 8. We're going to leave the 4, and we're going to substitute this number in place of x. We're going to put a -3, and then we can solve for b. So 8 equals -12 plus b. So now add 12 to both sides. And so we get 20 equals b. So we can go ahead and put that number up here. So y equals 4x plus 20. Okay, now you go ahead and do this other problem. That was our warm-up. So we're going to have the same directions, except for this time it's going to go through the ordered pair 4, -7, and we're going to have a slope of 1/2. Slope equals -1/2. Okay, so you go ahead and write your equation and put these two problems and submit it in for today's homework. All right, moving on to lesson 5-2, your learning target is going to be I can write linear equations from a table. So we're going to be writing linear equations from a table. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing. So in here it says you can use information from a table to draw a graph and to write an equation. So example 1, the table shows the temperature of a fish tank during an experiment. Graphing the data and then find the slope and y-intercept, then write the equation. So our ultimate goal is we are going to write an equation. So we're looking for slope and we are looking for the y-intercept. So we've been practicing finding the y-intercept from a graph. And remember, for the y-intercept, the x value is going to be 0. So if we look in here, we have x and y, and do we have an x value of 0? We do. We have an ordered pair that's 0, 82. And because this number is 0, we know that this has to be the y-intercept. So we can go fill that 82 into our equation right now. Now we need the slope. So to find the slope, we need 2 points. So you can use any 2 points that you want. I'm just going to use that first ordered pair, 0, 82, and I'm going to use the second ordered pair, which is at 1, 80. So remember, we do change in y over change in x, and the first number is always x, the second number is y. So I'm going to put these y values on top. So 82 minus 80. And I went from top to bottom, so I have to go 0 minus 1. So 82 minus 80 is 2, and 0 minus 1 is a -1. And now 2 divided by -1 is a -2. So this represents my slope. So now I can go into that first blank and write -2. So my equation is y equals -2x plus 82. All right, we have a your turn that is now on the top of page 134. So you should take out your books, stop the video, and try and write this equation. And then resume the video and see how you did. All right, so we're going to write an equation. So we want y equals blank x plus blank. Well, it looks like I have a chart here, and from this chart, I don't see a 0 in this y, or up here in this x value. So here's x, here's y. I don't see a 0, so I'm going to find my slope first. So I have, pick any two ordered pairs you want. So the first ordered pair I'm going to pick is 5 in 75,000. And then I can use the other ordered pair, 10 and 150,000. So remember, I am going to put my y values on top, and these are my y values, the second one. So 150,000 minus 75,000. And then on the bottom, because I did the bottom to top, I have to do bottom to top here. So I'm going to do 10 minus 5. So it looks like I have 75,000 over 5. And what is 75,000 divided by 5? I think that comes out to be 15,000. Okay, so now I can go fill in my slope, because that was the point of me doing that, is to find my slope is 15,000. Now, what is the y-intercept? Well, I know I can see a pattern here. 15, 20, 15, 10, 5. They're counting by 5s. So if I just keep that pattern going, if I subtract 5, I'm at 0. Well, if I can figure out what the pattern is on the other side, then I will know what my y value is going to be, and that will be my y-intercept. So it looks like here that they are subtracting, so 75,000 to 150,000, they are subtracting 75,000. So it looks like it's going to be at 0, 0. Well, we could say that the y-intercept is 0, or we could just write y equals 15,000 x, because not writing a number there makes us know that the y-intercept is 0. All right, so we're still writing an equation from the table. So Elizabeth's cell phone plan lets her choose how many minutes are included each month. The table shows the plan. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. So y equals blank x plus blank. They really want us to be able to pull off the y-intercept and the slope. All right, so here we need to get out our slope and our y-intercept. So I'm going to write this first ordered pair, and I have the ordered pair 100, 14. And my second ordered pair is 200, 20. So remember, we're going to put our y values on top. So I have 20 minus 14, so I went bottom to top. So I have to do 200 minus 100. So 20 minus 14 is 6, and I have 100 on the bottom. Now if I divide that by 2, I'm going to get 3 over 50. So I'm going to use my slope here. That's what I just found out, is I have 3 over 50. Okay, now I need to find my y-intercept. And this equation right here, what we can do is we can keep going 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. There's definitely a pattern. So if we now subtract 100, this next number right here is going to be 0. And remember, if that x value is 0, then we're going to be able to find our y-intercept. So let's see what the pattern is here. So if we go from 20 to 26, they're adding 6. If we go from 26 to 36, they are adding 6. So if I go over here to this 14 and I subtract 6 from that, subtract 6, I get 8, and so that's where it came from. So I have that ordered pair 0, 8, and I have that ordered pair 0, 8, then I know that that y-intercept over here is going to be 8. Okay? All right. Something got off kilter here, and now everything's out of whack a little bit. All right, see if that helps a little bit. All right, let's go on to a couple your turn problems, and then we'll get going on your homework. Okay, number 4, a salesperson receives a weekly salary plus a commission. The table shows the pay and the number of computers sold. Write in an equation. So again, for number 4, we want y equals blank x plus blank. Okay, so we need to find the slope. So I'm going to use this first ordered pair, which is going to be 4, 550. And the second ordered pair is 6, 700. So what I can do here is take 700 minus 550. Those are my y values on the top, and 6 minus 4 on the bottom. So that's 150 divided by 2. So we get 75. So that is us finding the slope. Now I can go fill in this first blank in here, and I can fill in the slope to be 75. Now we need to find the y-intercept. So you can keep your pattern going if you want. It looks like they're counting by 2s. So this would go to 2, and then it would go to 0. So I got to go down twice here. So they're counting by 150. So if I subtract 150 from here, I'm at 400, but that's not the point I need. I need to subtract 150 again, and I get to 250. So this right here is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is going to be at 250. Now, if we don't know for sure if that pattern is going to keep us down where we need to go, the way we learned yesterday is to just pick a point. This is x, this is y. So I can put 700 in here for y, and then in place of x, I can put 6, and then I'm going to solve for this. When I'm done solving this, this answer better come out to be 250, which is the same thing. So 75 times 6, so I have 700 equals 450 plus b. Now I'm going to subtract 450 from both sides, and so 700 minus 450 gets me 250. So you can see we can plug a value in just like we learned yesterday, or you can keep the chart going. So either way, you can find your y-intercept. All right, number 5, last problem for today. Writing the equation y equals blank x plus blank. We need to find the slope. So we have 2 ordered pairs here. We have 10, 45. We actually have quite a few, but I'm just going to pick the 2 that I want to use, and I'm going to use the first 2. Remember, y's go on top. So I'm going to take 50 minus 45, and I'm going to do 20 minus 10. So 50 minus 45 is 5. 20 minus 10 is 10. So this reduces to the fraction 1/2. And that's the whole point for me to find the slope. And I get the slope to be 1/2. Okay, now there's 2 ways we can go about finding this. So I can say this is x, this is y. So in place of y, I can substitute 45. In place of x, I can substitute 10. And I'm going to solve for b. So I have 45 equals, and 1/2 of 10 is 5. Now to solve this, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, and 45 minus 5 is 40. So I can fill this in and find my y-intercept is 40. Now another way we could have done that is to keep the chart going. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0, and this one's going by 5, so this number would be a 40. So we get the y-intercept this way. So either by the chart, by counting down, or plugging the number in like we learned yesterday. All right, good luck on your homework assignment.